today I'm going to be doing this look here, and it's just a beautiful kind of nighttime look that's not super dramatic. It's actually very, very wearable. So I really wanted to do this look because all of the eyeshadows that I used are all matte eyeshadows. And I do have a viewer who actually only uses matte eyeshadows. So I did want to create a video or some ideas for you guys out there too who really like mattes over shimmers. And that's something that I don't do all the time, or really ever. So I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to create a look with just mattes, and this is what I came up with. I will probably do one that's a little bit less dramatic or a little bit less smoky in the future, but this is what I came up with today. So I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you would like to see how to get this look, just keep on watching. As you can see, I am already wearing my foundation, and that is because I am doing a review of the Loreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup Foundation. If this video is out by the time I put this up, I will link it down below. Hopefully it will be, but you never know with me. Okay, so because our eyes are going to be the main focus today, we're going to start out with those first. And I am going to go in first with, this is the primer, quote unquote, I'll be using today. We're going to use the NYX eyeshadow base in white. It's this little like paint pot type of thing, and it's a white base. So I use this because what it's going to do is really intensify the colors that we put over it with eyeshadow. Because today I'm going to be using a black and kind of a pink from the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. And these colors, as much as I love the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, I find that the kind of softer shades just don't give that much pigmentation. Like, they look great in the pan, but don't look as great on your eyes. So using a white base is really going to make them pop. So what I'm going to do is just apply this with, I'm actually just using a Sonia Kashuk concealer brush and applying this to my eyelids. And I'm only focusing this in the area of where my natural kind of moon-shaped eye is. Any areas that I get it kind of outside that natural kind of crease area, I'm rubbing away with my finger. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my MAC pressed powder in translucent. It is my MAC Prep and Prime powder, or I'm sorry, transparent, not translucent. And I'm just gonna take this on like a little eyeshadow brush and put it on my eye to set that base. Because when you leave a wet base on your eye and you're trying to blend eyeshadows on it, it makes it really difficult, and your eyeshadows tend to clump or don't blend out as easily. So I like to set it first and then I do my eyeshadow. And I'm using a transparent powder so that any powder that I'm putting over the top is not changing the fact that this is a white base. Alright, so now we're going to go into the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. As always, I kind of say this in pretty much every tutorial, you don't have to have this palette to do this. Just find any matte, all matte colors. And you can use any palette you want or any drugstore eyeshadows that you have, anything. They don't have to be the exact same colors. What I'm trying to do here is show you guys the application and the tips on how to do it. So you don't have to use these, is the bottom line. But first I'm going to go into this mousse color here. It's this really kind of beautiful brown. I'm using all cool toned colors today too. So again, you don't have to use cool tones. If you prefer warm tones, go ahead and do that. But I'm going to start out with a very fluffy brush. This is a BH Cosmetics brush. It doesn't have a name on it, which I don't like about their brushes, but it's super, super fluffy and big. I'm just going to go into some of that mousse color, put it on my brush, and we're going to apply that just into the crease here. And as you can see, this big fluffy brush is only going to be putting on the most minuscule amount of product, which is what I want right now. And we don't have to be super neat. You're gonna, if you get some on the lid, it's not a big deal. And as you guys can see, I always kind of pull up my eyebrows as I'm putting this in the crease area, because otherwise you can't see my crease because I do have hooded eyes. So I just pull up my eyebrows to get it in the crease, but then I put my eyebrows back down so I can make sure that I'm getting some onto the hood here, creating the illusion that the crease is visible. Okay, so now we're going to go into the black color, which is Licorice in this palette. And this is going to be kind of the messiest part, but that is why I did not do my concealer yet, because I'm sure there's going to be fallout, and we're going to be able to fix that with concealer later. I'm going to be using this brush that actually comes with the Naked 3 palette. It's what I'm using it because it's like a flat brush. I'm using it because it's a super flat brush, as you can see. And that's really gonna help me pack on the color onto the lid. So I'm just gonna dip that in the black, and don't go super crazy with it. Just kind of dip it in there once, tap off any extra. Because we don't want to pile on so much color at first because it's gonna wreck everything. So I'm gonna start on this eye over here and just start to pack it on to the outer V section. And just keep in mind, if you have colored eyes, you're probably gonna have to kind of open and close them, or lift your eyebrow up and down kind of as you go, because you want to make sure you're only getting in the crease area, but then you want to make sure that you didn't get any on the hood. I'm going to about the halfway point of my eyeball. So if I'm looking straight ahead here, my pupil, straight up is where the eyeshadow is going to stop. So now you can build that up to as intense as you want. And I'm always checking both eyes to make sure that I've got them the same. I do have a little bit more trouble with my right eye, and that's why I did this last, because I have more of a hood on the right than I do the left. And I'm going into this e.l.f. brush here. I use this all the time. It's just a really densely packed crease brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of blend out the edge up here of the black into that brown that we put down at first, just so there's not a harsh line there of black. Okay, so now I'm going to be going into this gorgeous pink color down here. It's called Nougat. There you go. I'll get a little bit closer. It's a beautiful, beautiful pale pink, very matte pink. And I'm just going to be putting that on the, it's the same Naked 3 brush, but it's double-sided. So I'm gonna use the smaller side now and dip that in the pink here and tap off whatever's extra and put it on the side of the eye that we didn't do yet. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to gently drag that pink into the black and kind of get them to mix a little bit. Alright, so now I've blended those to kind of the shade that I'm looking for. Now I'm going to go back into the black and just kind of intensify the outer portion here. Like right up here. Just make this as black as I can. I'm not going too close to the place that I blended because we're gonna keep that as kind of a lighter black there so it looks more like a gradient effect rather than being a super harsh, like, here's pink and here's black. Now before I finish up the eyes, I'm gonna go into the, I'm gonna do my brows. And I'm actually gonna do those off camera because I have a brow routine and I'm not gonna do anything special. I'm just gonna apply some brow powder and some clear brow gel and that's it. So you guys don't need to watch that. Okay, so now I'm going to be going into the matte coconut cream color up here. It's a cream color essentially. It's not white, it's just kind of an ivory cream. And I'm just gonna use one of these little flat e.l.f. brushes. It's an e.l.f. smudge brush. Just dip on in there, and then we're gonna use this as my brow bone highlight. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and conceal my under eyes before moving on to work on the actual under eye. And oh, I forgot to show you, I do this all the time with this. This is the Physicians Formula Gentle Cover Concealer Stick in N2 Light. And I'm just gonna go in with my finger. I also want to point out that as I conceal, I kind of sharpen up the edges of my eyes to make sure both sides are even, and it's a kind of sharp cat eye almost. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in with that little smudgy brush that I used for my brow bone highlight, and I'm actually gonna put that in the mousse color here. And I'm going to go into my lower lash line with that, just really kind of hugging the lashes. Alright, now the next step is to go in with eyeliner, and I'm going to be using the NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Eyeliner. I love this stuff because it's super black, and it's really easy to use because it's the crayon type of form. And I'm going to be first lining my upper waterline. And then the lower waterline as well. And now I'm actually going to be bringing this into the lash line on the bottom. I'm not making it super thick, but I do want to get somewhat in there. And then I'm going to create a little baby cat flick at the end, like that. If you can see that at all. It's the littlest baby cat flick. And then I'm gonna go in and curl my lashes. All right, as far as mascara, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Full Exposure mascara. I just have a sample size of this, so I'm gonna use that up. And I really like this mascara because it is really great for making your eyelashes super long. And then the last step on the eyes is to go back into that bone color here. I'm just gonna take my pinky finger in that color and put it on the inner corner of my eye. Okay, so now moving on to cheeks, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Nude Wear Blush, and this is the one in their pink kind of shade. And I'm just going to be applying that with my Real Techniques multitask brush. Oh, that's my blush brush for contour. Oops. Really get that on the cheekbone and the apples of the cheeks. And the next step is highlighter, and what I'm going to be using for a highlight today is one of these Physicians Formula Shimmer strips. And this is the one that's in Waikiki strip. It's a peachy glow bronzer. And the one on the top is kind of this little strip on the very top here. It's kind of a very peachy, pink, gorgeous, shimmery highlight. And I just am going to be using only that shade on a little brush, and I'm going to apply that to my cheeks. So I'm just gonna go in with this e.l.f. Flawless contour brush, or concealer brush. Get some of that on my brush here, and only that shade, and then apply it to the tops of my cheekbone. Down the bridge of the nose, and on the tip of the nose. Go off the brow. Cupid's bow. Just the tiniest bit in the center of the forehead. Okay, and then the last step is lips. The first thing I'm going to do might seem a little bit weird, but I'm actually going to be using this NYX Push-Up Brow for Your Eyebrows pencil. I'm going to be using this side of the pencil. It's kind of a pink, very similar to the NYX Wonder Pencil. It might be actually identical. I can't find mine, so I'm using this. And I'm going to be outlining the shape of my lips so I can easier fill it in. And the lip color that I'm going to be using today is the Sephora Luster Matte Longwear Lip Color. This one is in Petal Luster. It's a gorgeous pink, and it's a matte kind of liquid lipstick. Goes on looking a little bit shiny, but it's gonna dry matte. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So thank you guys again for watching and have a great day.